Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of Sample Correction. This is a continuation of previous episode. Today we are proceeding with the second part, which is yield and the yield attribute, or you can say yield and the yield component. In this video, we are going to see how to correct the parameters for yield and the yield component and the different tools that they are used by smallholder farmer. Since we are dealing with smallholder farmer, it's better to know that smallholder farmer, they don't have large piece of land. They have a small piece of land. So if you are doing with this smallholder farmer, you need to find the solution that will help this smallholder farmer. You don't have much option to choose where to conduct your experiment so that you can get the best result that everyone will be impressed. This farmer, they are facing with rust, and also they are cultivating their maize in plain or flat area. When it rains a little bit, they have floods. You need to find the variety which is resistant to this kind of disease, rust, and also you need to find the variety that can withstand in high water erosion area like this. We face two major challenges: the fungal disease, which force farmer to harvest when the moisture content is still high, average like that. At this stage, you can harvest, especially when it is rainy season. You can be forced to harvest at this stage, and you incur extra cost in post handling, like drying this one without causing the aflatoxin, which is very serious fungal disease that is affecting the maize. Another option also is difficult. You need to wait for all season for the water to get dry. So you can find this one. Advantage is the moisture content is quite reduced, almost 18, 20, or sometimes even 16 or 15, which is very good time to harvest. You remember, in storage you will have some requirement for 14 moisture content, some 12, depend the country. If you harvest at this stage, you have less cost incurring for post-harvest handling. But at this time, you see, you can't put the machine to harvest at this stage. So you will harvest manually, or you need to wait for a very long time. And this is quite challenging for smallholder farmer because they need this land to plow for the wheat. So they do rotation for winter wheat and also summer maize. And this is summer maize, and also the winter is here, and the season of the rain, it's prolonged. That's where you see water everywhere, and the disease like fungal disease, there are quite a lot with this way if you choose to wait for this too much longer, especially when it is rainy season. And this episode we are going to deal with yield and yield component. So in this yield component, there is this parameter. First, you need to measure weight of the cob. Second, you need to sample the length of the cob from the 5 sample plants from each treatment. Also, number of grain per rows. Also, you can measure 100 weight of the grain or seed from each treatment, or you can choose 1000 grain from each treatment. Also, you choose, there is this new parameter like bud length. This bud length help to determine if the maize is full, it get all nutrient it required to fill or store. And also there is another parameter which is number of grain rows per cobs, and the most important is yield, or you can say grain yield. How to estimate grain yield? First, you need to measure the length of your feed, like 5 meters. So you choose 5 meters, and you select 4 rows of your maize from the range of 5 meters. You harvest those one, and you should also know the spacing, plant density of your treatment. If you know that, and also you should sample the number of the maize cobs, and also you should count the number of maize that it will be harvested from each treatment. So we are going to deal one parameter after another. So quickly, we have weight per cob, length of cob, diameter of the cob, number of grain per rows, 100 grains bud length, number of grains per cob, and the grain yield. In this episode, we are not going back to start dealing with the previous parameter. You remember, like biomass. So this video, we are going to seize these few parameters that I mentioned. Some of parameters you will calculate after harvesting. You can see this is our maize we have in the field. Now we are going to harvest, measuring 5 meter longs, and we choose 4 lines from each treatment. And after this, you can see all maize are in flow. This is how to prepare biomass. We are not going to deal with this one. So you see here we have the sample maize in big bag, and also we have 5 sample of maize. See the parameter of height we discussed from previous episode. So you can see here each treatment, the big bag is the one we are going to estimate the grain yield, which is very important. And each treatment we must choose 5 plants. In these 5 plants, we are going to find other parameters like number of weight of per cob, where you find average of 5 cobs. There is few tips that you need to consider. You need to choose the number of plant height, like not plant height, diameter, the length of the cob, like the average height of the cob, which is similar, so that you can choose those one if you are for measuring weight per cob. And also you can have, like, you can use weighing balance like this one, 5 cobs. You see almost similar height. So this is consideration. So you can see here, you select 5 with almost similar height, and this one, it will help to for weight of per cob, the length of the cob, and the diameter of the cob, number of grain per rows, 100 grains per from each treatment, and bud length, number of grains per cobs. So like this one. But the big bag that we will use, this will help to estimate the grain yield from with help like this one. If you measure like this one, you can get like 18 kilogram. So you said this one is kilogram or any pound. At this also you can measure the length of the cobs, and also you can measure the 100 grain or 1000 grain. For us, we choose 100 grain. After you finish harvest, you can take all your crop to the storage facility, either in oven or in a solar dryer. For us, we have very huge solar dryer like this one, where we keep our sample. If you find this video is useful, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in another episode. Bye.